A crowded room hums. Her glance lingers half a second, then the small provocation. Is that all you've got? The old pull to perform rises, to fill the silence with noise. Resist. This is not about charm, it is calibration. Under Nietzsche's lens, life probes strength, and the will to power seeks resistance to shape itself. You are not here to win an applause meter. You are here to keep your axis. You mistake being chosen for being understood. Hold still. Let the moment measure you. The attention economy rewards flinching. Sovereignty is built by composure. This is masculine sovereignty in practice, not approval chasing. Board. One clean move. Forge. Heat. Then form. Some, under incentives, will test, because testing reveals edges. In dating dynamics, micro-challenges, delayed replies, teasing, boundary nudges are less about cruelty than data. Over-explaining when a simple standard would bleed authority. Chasing when an invitation and silence speak louder, drains respect. Read the pattern, not the bait. Selection pressures ask one question. Do you command yourself when attention is at stake? Answer with cadence, not display. Speak, act once, let consequences carry meaning. If the frame shifts, decline performance and return to terms. A knight advances one square, a fire hardens what will hold. If life probes strength, desire does too, through people who push where you wobble. You don't pass these moments by dazzling an audience. You shape them by holding form. Under Nietzsche's lens, strength is form-giving. It arranges chaos instead of begging for claps. You are a maker, not a mascot. You mistake noise for proof. You confuse reaction with reality. The throne belongs to the one who can sit still. Think in terms of Nietzsche will to power. The test asks whether you impose rhythm on the scene or let the scene script you. Bismarck's iron policy was judged by outcomes, not ovations. History respects steel that takes a set. In salon culture, witty barbs were filters, not celebrations, social trials that sized a person's backbone. Wear the mask that fits your values, not a mask rented from the crowd. Some people, under incentives, reward your applause hunting and punish your standards. In dating dynamics and the attention economy, this is predictable. You mistake being watched for being valued. You mistake availability for intimacy. Jung notes denied. Shadow invites manipulation. The trait you hide becomes the string they pull. Better to integrate than to beg. Decide, then invite. State terms you enforce without speeches. Let consequences, not arguments, teach. This is masculine sovereignty, authorship over audition, cadence over clamor. Hold yourself like a forge holds heat enough to shape, not to flare. When the room becomes a mirror, ask whether your form stays true at rest. When you stop performing, every test becomes a mirror, not a stage. She smiles like honey, then hangs a hook, a tease, a moral invoice for performance you never promised. Under Nietzsche's lens, weakness binds the strong by inventing debts. Nietzsche's will to power is urged to kneel before approval and call it virtue. On the stage, a man who craves claps forgets he is the playwright. You mistake friction for failure. You mistake drama for depth. Keep script. Predators flourish when prey improvises. Move with cadence, not scramble. Pay nothing you did not owe. Do not rent your throne for applause. Jung would say the animal projects a dream onto her and a deficit onto you. Both chase ghosts. In courtly love, suitors were rewarded for displays, then starved of certainty. Heroines in fiction tested pride to locate spine. Projection turns people into mirrors for unlined life, and you trade authorship for a cameo in someone else's romance. You mistake attention for affection. You mistake testing for contempt when, under certain incentives, it is information. Name the mirage. Withdraw the fantasy. Choose individuation over infatuation. Reclaim pace before you speak. Behavioral psychology is blunt. Intermittent rewards addicts. Breadcrumbing, prove it, loops, and banter use the same hooks casinos use. The attention economy automates them at scale. In modern dating dynamics, the remedy is ruthless simplicity. Decide, invite, and let silence carry weight. No chase, no thesis, only terms you enforce. Maintain masculine sovereignty by tying words to action and exiting to thresholds. You mistake availability for value. Scarcity signals flow from purpose, not games. Cut the loop where it begins. Refuse performance. Keep boundaries and let outcomes teach. The trap works only if you need the audience more than your axis. Every cycle that drains you begins with consent. Not the kind you give aloud, the quiet kind, offered through reaction. You text back instantly, explain what needed no defense, and accept frames that make you smaller. The performance continues because you play your line. Under Nietzsche's lens, to become who you are means withdrawing permission from inherited reflexes. The crowd applauds compliance. The self demands authorship. You mistake speed for strength. You mistake access for connection. A man who cannot delay response forfeits command of his own rhythm. Kierkegaard called despair a misrelation to self, when your worth depends on another's gaze. In modern dynamics, the attention economy converts that despair into currency. Algorithms sense anxiety faster than you do. Each notification is a mirror showing your need for reassurance disguised as urgency. Stoics trained to resist applause because applause rewired the soul. Nietzsche chose exile in Basel rather than cheap affirmation. You are not exiled, you are distracted. Every time you chase validation, you abandon individuation for dopamine. Boundaries are not walls, they are metronomes that set tempo and tone. You must say less, move slower, and reclaim pace. Withdraw consent from performances that trade dignity for dopamine. Let the abyss of silence temper you until your presence feels self-sufficient. Sovereignty begins when you stop arguing for space and simply take it. Once you admit you volunteered, you can resign the role and write a new script. Desire isn't fragile, it's selective. It ignites from tension, then dies in exposure. Under Nietzsche's eye, the noble type gives from overflow. He does not beg for response. You don't attract by seeking, you attract by being. Heat comes from restraint, not reach. Scarcity signals integrity. You have purpose beyond validation. In the chessboard of desire, each move loses power when rushed. You mistake constant communication for connection. You mistake noise for signal. The masculine frame is not silence for strategy, it's silence for calibration. Each pause tells her you govern tempo. Evolutionary psychology calls this polarity, energy drawn to stability. Calm risk-taking reads as confidence. Flustered humor reads as uncertainty. Renaissance patrons knew this. They displayed power through understatement. Ducal courts are measured by composure, not chatter. Today, the same physics governs attention, economy, and dating dynamics. Over-availability kills mystery, while pacing texts measured, words precise keeps the current alive. You mistake friendliness for intimacy. It's restraint that preserves charge. Desire cools when you chase, warms when you decide. Decide, then invite. Lead with direction, not dependence. Show value through boundaries, not constant access. You are the fire's container, not its fuel. Masculine sovereignty isn't withdrawal, it's deliberate engagement. Hold the frame, then let warmth meet it. Every king knows it's not motion that maintains the game, but control of pace. Desire warms to presence, not pursuit, to strength, not spectacle, strength with a price tag. When you stop performing and start setting terms, The room adjusts, and not softly. Friends call you distant, acquaintances test you louder. Under Nietzsche's lens, fate isn't an enemy, but the anvil on which values are forged. You choose standards that deserve your pain. You mistake friction for failure. It is often proof of alignment. Hold stoic composure when jokes sharpen. Laugh quietly. The forge roars because steel is inside it. This is masculine sovereignty, not coldness, but disciplined warmth behind boundaries. Social dynamics, police deviation. Groups, under certain incentives, mock what they can't move. Online, the attention economy punishes slow replies and rewards oversharing. In dating dynamics, the same crowd prefers access over depth. You are called arrogant because you won't audition. You are labeled boring because you ration presence. Remember, scarcity signals care for purpose, not contempt for people. Choose work that stretches you. Choose silence that restores you. Choose a company that survives clarity. You mistake universal approval for safety. It is often a leash. Expect resistance. A new rhythm exposes every codependent habit. Explorers were shamed until their maps returned. Philosophers were dismissed until their frames outlived the laughter. Pay the iron price. Mornings alone, invitations declined, attention withdrawn from bait. Keep cadence, simple words, clean actions, quiet returns. You don't need to win arguments, you need to keep your throne. Anti-fragility means a hit refines your stance. Amor fat means you greet the hit without theatrics. Hold posture when whispers circle the room. If you endure the furnace, your shape holds under pressure. Strength has a price. When you stop performing and start setting terms, the room adjusts, and not softly. Friends call you distant. Acquaintances test you louder. Through Nietzsche's lens, embrace fate like an anvil. Choose standards that deserve the blows they attract, then shape yourself against them. You mistake friction for failure. It is often alignment announcing itself. Hold stoic composure when jokes sharpen. Laugh quietly. The forge roars because steel is inside it. This is masculine sovereignty, not coldness, but disciplined warmth behind boundaries. Group police deviation. Under certain incentives, people tease what they can't steer. Online, the attention economy punishes slow replies and rewards oversharing. In dating dynamics, the same logic prefers access over depth. You are called arrogant because you won't audition. You are labeled boring because you ration presence. Remember, scarcity signals care for purpose, not contempt for people. You mistake universal approval for safety. It is usually a leash. Choose work that stretches you. Choose silence that restores you. Choose a company that survives clarity by design. Expect resistance. A new rhythm exposes old dependencies. Explorers were mocked until their maps returned. Thinkers were dismissed until their frames outlived the laughter. Pay the iron price. Mornings alone, invitations declined, attention withheld from bait. Keep cadence, clean words, clean actions, quiet returns. You don't need to win arguments. You need to keep your throne. Anti-fragility is simple. The hit refines your stance. You mistake pain for a verdict. It can be instruction. Hold posture when whispers circle the room. If you endure the furnace, your shape holds under pressure. See the test for what it is. Selection, not scorn. Under evolutionary psychology, screening protects time, safety, and future. Small provocations ask, are you consistent when bored, patient when pressed, humorous under strain? In relationship psychology, these are rational filters, not cruelty. You mistake testing for malice. It is diligence. Treat it as data. Offer clarity, not theatrics. Hold boundaries and let your record speak like a mirror that does not flatter. Nietzsche reminds you that respect requires strength. Dignity cannot be borrowed. You do not pass by pleading, you pass by presence. Composure under pressure signals surplus. That is masculine sovereignty. You set terms you can keep, then keep them without ceremony. In dating dynamics, scarcity aligns with purpose, not games. Availability follows values, not anxiety. You mistake patience for weakness. It is power, conserving heat for the right move on the chessboard. Lacan notes that desire is shaped by lack. Fantasy colors the screen. Do not fight the mirror, polish it. Name your aim, pace your replies, match words to actions, and exit when frames collide. No contempt, no performance. Standards without bitterness, warmth without surrender. Play fair, stay real, and let outcomes sort noise from signals. With the game respected, you can seek a higher aim than conquest. Build a house for fire inside you, not a bonfire that begs for witnesses, but a hearth that warms your work. Under Nietzsche's eye, you create values, then grow worthy of them. Test your choices by the eternal recurrence. If this day repeated forever, would it still be yours? You mistake momentum for mission. Refine until only the necessary remains. Cathedrals rose from hands that never saw the spire. You lay bricks the same way. Schedule, discipline, creation, practically. Set a craft block daily. Train your body. Pursue one creative project that outlives the algorithm. Date with standards, not hunger. In modern dating dynamics and the attention economy, masculine sovereignty is quiet. Decide once, act cleanly, let outcomes sort signal from noise. You mistake access for love. Choose presence over performance. Keep boundaries that protect the forge. Invite, don't chase. Exit clean when terms collide. When leadership is private, life follows. Keep a ledger of kept promises. Weekly, subtract one habit that leaks heat and add one that builds it. Speak less, deliver more. Sit on your throne without theatrics. Rule your hours, and your hours will speak for you. The purpose is the container for your heat. Desire approaches a steady flame. Respect settles where cadence holds. If you need words, use a few. Come with me. This is the pace. Build daily, lead quietly, and stay worthy of your own fire. You read the room by reading yourself first. Projection is when you paint your disowned traits onto another and mistake the mirror for their face. The animal is the inner feminine image that colors attraction and mood. When you don't know it, you chase ghosts. The shadow holds repressed traits that leak out as overreactions and neediness. You mistake panic for truth. Individuation is the slow forge where you integrate those pieces and live from the center. Sovereignty is self-rule, the cadence that sets terms, pace, and standards, even in the attention economy. Boundaries are limits tied to action, not arguments. You mistake speeches for consequences. Leverage is options, time, and self-sufficiency arranged like chess, not war for its own sake. Selection is adaptive testing that filters for credibility and character. Under certain incentives, people screen for consistency, patience, and humor under pressure. You mistake being chosen for being understood. Hold form. You mistake access for love. Protect the hearth of masculine sovereignty and let individuation lead your dating dynamics. Strength isn't loud. It's the quiet that sets terms. What you chase owns you. What you embody attracts. Suffer for a standard you chose, then become its proof.